Hello guys, welcome to Tim's Tiny Arcade, and today I'm going to take you through my upstairs, my game room, home arcade, whatever you want to call it. I've got two rooms up there. I've done a video on this the last few years. Several things have actually changed since my video last year. So I'm going to take you guys upstairs, sit back, relax, and let's take a walk through my game room.
Welcome to Tim'sTinyArcade.com podcast, YouTube. What the hell is it, Tim? What is
YouTube.
it? YouTube. Tim's Tiny Arcade. Boom shakalaka.
All right, so we're going to head upstairs. That's where I have my game room. A lot of stuff has stayed the same, but I do have a lot of new stuff. Got some asteroids. Got a couple nice posters as you come up here. We'll take a little bit better look at that as I get up here. I got a lot of artwork. Gaming Zone. I got a nice big Pac-Man sign there and a nice big Space Invaders. Little Atari tin there, and then a whole mural of asteroids that I put up there. Now I've got two rooms, like I say. I got some Xbox 360 games and original Xbox games kind of sitting there. Also got some Doom stuff there. Doom 64. The statue of the Remnant. Got a classic 1980s video game cart with an Atari inside. Just a few of my extra cartridges there. That's one of the big things that changed this year was the cartridge section. But I got some pictures of some different events I've been to, met different people. Right here, had this last year, was the roll and score. Hit the button there. All lights up. You can throw balls in it. See what we can do here. You want to kind of hit the corners on this one. I got 2 out of 3 there. A lot of art up on the walls here. None of this has really changed from last year. Did add this picture up here from a year ago. I got that at Hobby Lobby for a little bit, and then kind of an arcade scene. But then a lot of box art, mainly Atari 2600 and a few other systems up on the wall. I moved my Activision patches there, and got one Audacity Games patch in there. So let's take a look at some of the systems. I have a Minicade that has like tons of systems on there. This was done by Joe Zebo. Bought this several years ago, and this is how I kind of started to get back into a lot of retro gaming. It's got arcade classics on there. I can move left and right, and you can just go through all the games. Nice menu. Joysticks, 6 buttons each on it. Right next to that, I have like my mini the plug and plays, the ones I have found, thrifting and stuff on there. Several of those are hooked up right now, so just a nice little seating area. Right next to that, I have a CRT TV. I have an Intellivision and a 2600 hooked up to that TV currently. As you see, it's got ET playing right now. A little gaming seating area right there. There's TV you can play on. A lot of my games are over here. I have a huge Xbox One collection right there in the corner. Usually pick those up pretty cheap when I'm thrifting some of the games. So and then NES right next to that. A little bit of Atari right there. Just some collectibles, different board games also that I have found, thrifting and whatever. Here's one of the big changes this year was this Atari wall. So I picked up this DVD holder, and I got it on like Facebook Marketplace, and I ended up moving my Atari cartridges over there. and I absolutely love it. Much better way to store my games. I was always a little messy on my games, so that is one of the new things there. Another thing I ended up moving was my Final Fight cab into here, because I actually got some new cabs this year since I had done my video. Didn't have room for it in the main arcade part, but moved it right here. So looks good right there. Plenty of room to play. Have an arcade sign over it. Let me take a look here, scan the top. Just some boxes like the mini, the little mini arcade machines and stuff. Empty boxes of the different systems I have are up there. I got some PlayStation 2 and just some collectibles there. Right here, this is new. My family in Texas ended up giving me a TurboGrafx 16, which I have a lot of nostalgia for. And right now I got China Warrior in there running. Got 4 games with that. So I'm going to start collecting. Those are a little bit harder to find, some TurboGrafx games, and they're going to be expensive. But I do want to find some that I did own as a kid. A few handhelds down there at the bottom. A couple other systems there. I have a Super Retro Trio 3, which I can play NES, Super Nintendo, and Genesis games right on the same TV here. And then I have an original Atari 7800. Now, this next section is completely new. You might have seen it in my video. I used to have a TV set up in here, but I picked up this Turtles cab for nothing, and it wasn't working, but I got it working for 20 bucks. And just put some Turtles toys and stuff. I actually met some of the Turtles characters. Richard DeVizio was one I met, and Daniel Pacino were both in the movies. And added some cartridges. I got a green light up here, kind of give it that theme. I don't know how that shows up. I got some Pac-Man stuff up in here, but put a lot of Turtle stuff in here. I had these 2 Turtles chairs I had bought a long time ago. So yeah, I got a 4-player cab in a closet right there. So that kind of like does the first room. I don't spend as much time in here, but man, there's a lot to do when we have like people over. So now we're going to go back down the hallway here, and I didn't really show, I mean, I've got a ton of art here, just up and down, different conventions. I've got some tokens, different people I've met at different arcades and stuff. Just a lot of stuff to remember and think about when I come down this hall, all the different events I went to. Different arcades, different people I met. Kind of built this little extra cartridge thing here, just mounted that up there just for kind of a filler. But I got this hallway all decked out. Now here I got like some movie, documentary posters, King of Kong, insert coin, token taverns. I got a little space there for some more. Before we go into the main arcade area, which has changed since last year also. This is the bathroom. Picked those signs up, I think, at Hobby Lobby. Bathroom really hasn't changed that much. I just put some different items up. Clocks, where the arcade is. Gamers wash your hands. So yeah, just give that feel of you're kind of in a game area. This was like a pinball machine that I had as a kid that was broke, but I ended up using that and mounting that up there. But anyway, let's go ahead and go into the actual game room arcade area, which is probably where I spend most of my time. Got still a lot of the arcade one-up machines and a few pops that are signed. So let's just start right here with the Star Wars. Had a few extra pops I just put up there. I got these little shelves that you can mount different things. They sit perfectly on these machines. But yeah, got my Star Wars cab. A few signed Mortal Kombat, Sonya Blade, and Sub-Zero. Had those signed. I need to meet Raiden. He's at conventions. That's Daniel Pacino's brother. Now, this was a new cab this year that I added. This was the Terminator 2 Judgment Day cab. I absolutely love having this cab in my game room. I think I scored that for 125. I did a video on that. Still have the Golden Tee cab right there. Right next to that, we have the iArcade. This is original stock games with some that I bought. There's probably like maybe 75 games on this machine. This was new this year also. I ended up getting the Legends Pinball Micro. I'm super glad I got it. They've been running deals on that, I think for like $2.99. Just bought a little cabinet to set it on, and there's a door here where I got, I think, a garbage can in there and stuff. But it's perfect right there. Back here, I got my Dig Dug arcade 1-up cab. Absolutely love the look of that one. Got that tucked away. Some more art back here, like the classics. Over here will be more of the pinball stuff, because I'll be showing you my homemade pinball, which is, if you've watched my videos before, I have this here where I'm playing the Legends Gamer Mini on that, which has the side buttons on it. Have Dr. Seuss up right now. And also here you can see there's a controller. I got an Xbox One that underneath here that wasn't reading disc, and I can also play Pinball FX on there, so in full screen. So I absolutely love that. Got a little drink area here. Picked up that sign, Coca-Cola. I haven't wrote anything on it. You can write with chalk on it. And then some coasters there. Pop your drinks right there. Kind of look here real quick. Right above that arcade sign. We got some more video game pops up there. Then over here, just some more posters from different conventions. Have Retromania wrestling cab here, and this has a ton of games. I've got probably about 1,500 arcade games on here now. So I spend a lot of time on here playing arcade games. This is probably my favorite cab that I spend the most time on. Over here on this part, we got some more. I got a game over sign as you leave. Let me close the door here. I got this cool poster I found. It says, I love the 80s. It's got a lot of little sayings on there. I'll just show you, like Goonies Never Say Die, just from different movies from the 80s. So pretty cool. I thought that was appropriate there. Some more signage. Got my sign there just talking about my game room there and how many games are in my arcade. It says 7,500 arcade. Yeah, MAME games you can play in this area. And then we got a pub table sitting right here where I can bring stools, 4-player, the Pong. I end up getting a great deal on that. When we have people over, this one's a very popular one to play. I love this cab. And then this I brought into this room was the driving cab. So I got that hooked up to my Series X, which is behind the TV there. And I got a 70-inch TV right here that we can play games on. So, yeah, the driving cab. Kind of sometimes a little in the way, but just for me, if it's just me, it's fine right where it's at. So, so I have a Series X hooked up there. I have the 2600 plus and the 7800 plus right there. Also have down here a 360 hooked up to this TV, and soon to get the Intellivision Sprint. Also have the Atari VCS right there hooked up. So a lot of systems hooked up to this TV. We got a little bit more art up here. Just got art everywhere. I got a little Blockbuster section of different DVDs. Sometimes I change this out. I'll put VHS movies there. Now right here we have the Legends Ultimate. This thing is loaded with like around 7,000 games. I never did update, so I can still play a lot of these games. Okay, over here, tucked in the corner, we got a lot of Pac-Man stuff up on the wall, and I got a Ms. Pac-Man sitting right here in the corner. Move that over here. Being a 1-player cab main, I mean, you could play 2 players, but you got to alternate. So got that there. Got my Pac-Man curtains, a little bit more Pac-Man. This is the seating I use for like my Xbox or Atari VCS gaming. And then I don't think I showed above these machines here. I got the mural of Mortal Kombat right there, and then a lot of Mortal Kombat art from Paul Niemeyer that I bought from different conventions and stuff from him. It's all signed of like a lot of the different characters. So yeah, I got this TV also HDMI out hooked up to this iArcade, which I like that also. Kind of a neat little effect. But yeah, that's a kind of look at my upstairs gaming area over all the years of collecting and stuff. Let me go ahead and flip this camera around. So yeah, that's a look at my upstairs gaming area. Absolutely love it. I spend a ton of time up here. I've had people ask if I would do another tour, so I said I would do another tour of my game room area. Here at the end of the video, I'll have the lights off in my game room here, kind of show what it looks like with the lights off, because that's how it usually is. I got some blue lights and lights like that. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching today's video. Stick around to the end if you want to see what it looks like at night.